You will have heard a lot from the Better Together campaign that for years the Westminster Government has been subsidising public spending in Scotland. This really isn't the case, and I thought I'd put together this short video to explain why. In 2012, the Scottish economy generated £145 billion. Out of this, £57 billion went to the government in the form of taxes. This includes things like corporation tax, income tax, VAT and inheritance tax. In addition to this, the government borrowed £7.5 billion, giving a total budget of £64.5 billion to spend on public services in Scotland. This went towards things like the NHS, education, defence, roads and security. Scotland spent £7.5 billion more on public services than was actually raised in taxes, or in other words, it was running a budget deficit of £7.5 billion. Is this bad? Well, to be honest, it's not great. But it's not unusual. In fact, there are only two countries in the whole world that don't run a budget deficit. These are Switzerland and Norway. The UK budget deficit in 2012 was a massive £126 billion. In proportion to Scotland's population, Scotland's share of this deficit should have been £10.5 billion. So why was the actual deficit £3 billion less than this? The short answer is that for a long time now, the taxes raised in Scotland have been proportionally much higher than in the rest of the UK. This is due largely to the North Sea oil and gas reserves. It is estimated that had Scotland been an independent country for the last 32 years, then it would have accumulated a budget surplus of £68 billion. Or in other words, a government in an independent Scotland would be able to pay for public services for an entire year, with nobody paying any tax and no additional money being raised for borrowing. And that is why the Westminster Government has not been subsidising Scotland. Thank you.